Hello everyone, Sarah here. This is a continuation of my series of getting comfortable or getting into your stash of pattern paper that maybe you have purchased and you either got overwhelmed or you just never got a chance to use it, or maybe you just don't know what to do. So this video is definitely inspired by the fact that I run into this problem all the time, and so I won't spend too much time explaining it. Definitely check out my first video if you are interested in knowing what this series is more about. But for this one, I am not going to follow a card sketch. Instead, I want to use some of these elements that are in a card, or on these pattern papers, sorry. And there's lots of fun things here. And so what I want to do is try to create a card using the designs that are on this pattern paper, right? There's some really beautiful sentiments, and this piece has always been calling me. And when I say calling, I don't mean it's calling my name. It's just my eye is just so drawn to it, and my mind just starts fluttering with ideas. I may not know what those ideas are, but I know the difference of that than, for example, looking at this. My mind's a little bit quieter when I see this, but a lot more active when I see this. And it's probably triggering either memories or just ideas of what to do. And so that's why I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to use, I'm going to cut this out so that it is my main image on the card. Okay? So we'll start with that, and I will just cut this out and then I'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. So what I like to do is I actually grab my base card and I just kind of use that as my inspiration to see how it's going to look. And I can tell right off the bat, that is an awesome card. That alone is so beautiful. You could just glue that on and you're pretty much done. Just get a sentiment and put it on there. Wrap a ribbon around it, or add some more layers of like maybe glitter to make some more snowflakes and stuff. So that alone is really, really adorable. And you know, it would be really nice too is if you were to actually distress that with some ink, maybe some vintage photo just on the dark sides. You could also do this, just darkening it up so that it's not so flat. Many things you can do with this. This is stunning. I really love it. The other thing one could do is you could actually cut this whole thing out. I know it's tedious, but you can cut it all out and grab another piece of this, which is in here somewhere. And see right here. And then you would glue it on top. And then the reason you do that is now you have a layer. So it's sticking up, but it's not blank on the back. It's still the same image. And that has a really neat effect. But I don't want to waste this page because I don't know, I might want to use this. It looks really nice. And I'm going to try to keep this a little simple. Okay. So I'm just going to look through these sheets to see if there's anything that stands out that I can add to this. Nothing is really standing out. There are some of these sentiments. You know, you can do holly jolly. That would be okay because it's the white, it's not blue or anything. So holly jolly, I might use that. That could work. And we definitely have these tags. That could work as well. We can just have them hanging. So you could have them crisscrossed. That's an option. And then of course we definitely have all these little embellishments, and we could add some presents and just stack them up. In fact, maybe that's what I'm going to do. That's what got me. I'm going to try that. And actually, I think this snowman might be, I think it might be a little too small. No, it's smaller. Okay. Because that, you could do the same thing. You could just stack him up. But I'm going to take these presents and I'm just going to fussy cut them out. And I'm just going to place them just on this image. And this will give me some layering. The reason I like to layer is because I just like to have a card that's not so flat. I do like flat cards. I find that they can be amazing and elegant and just really fun, but they are very hard to pull off in my opinion. A simple, beautiful card is stunning, but very hard. So what I like to do is just add a little bit of layering, just to give it a little more depth, a little more life. And I'm going to round these corners very slightly, just so that they're not so blocky, so they don't look like they're fake or they're flat. Just give them a little edge. And I'm going to cut this one out too. Add a little bit of presence. This one is a little more challenging because the bow is solid. Or sorry, it's hollow. But I think I can get away with it if I move it up into the brown area, because the background of this is the same craft color. The only difference is the paper I'm cutting had a grid design, where the one I'm going to glue it on has snowflakes. But I don't think many people will notice it if they're not investigating it up close. Once again, I am just going to kind of round these corners. It doesn't have to be a perfect round. I just want them so that it's not so straight edged. I want them to kind of have a little bit of life to them. Once again, you could add some ink. I would actually recommend doing that in this case, adding some distressed or vintage photo, because it will just help to separate them from the card. I will lift them up, but it does help, especially when you look at the card and you can kind of tell that the image itself has a little bit of stress to it. It does help, and I always recommend it. Is there another present in here? Maybe one more. One more. Once again, I don't know what I'm doing until I do it. That's just how I work. It's not very common that I know what I am doing until I do it. That's why I always say to follow your inspiration, follow what your eyes are telling you to do. If something looks exciting, just do it, because that's where you're going to get your big bang. That's where you're going to get your wow, because you're just following what works for you. There's so many fun elements on this, but I think I'm going to stop with those presents. I don't think there's some snowmen, but there's no room for snowmen, so we'll put those aside. I will cut out that sentiment, but I'm going to use this one because just in case, because I've already been using this, and you never know when you want to use this beautiful pattern on the back. And since this one has already been all cut up, I'm just going to reuse it. Not reuse it, I'm just going to use it. Okay, so there's my Holly Jolly. Now, I'm going to try something. I'm just going to try to rough this up. Just because I'm not going to use inks or anything, I just want to make it a little different. I'm just going to use my scissors and just kind of rough it up. You know what? And if it doesn't turn out, I have another Holly Jolly right there. It's okay. I just wanted to try this. I think it's a pretty cool effect. Sometimes it only fits on certain cards. But the reason I thought it'd be kind of neat was because it'll kind of look like snow is sitting on it from the snow there. That's kind of the gist I was going for. And so what you want to do is make sure that you're pushing the paper towards the front, because if you do it on the back, you won't see it. So I just want to make it look like there was actually snow sitting on it. And it kind of looks like that, like if there was a little teeny ledge and snow sitting on it. And we can just put that right around there. I think this is not too bad. Definitely a lot of room for enhancements. You definitely can do a lot. Like this piece is a really beautiful piece of paper. And in fact, since you get two of them, you could create a card, two cards of the exact same. And that's what I love. It's because like I said before, if you've made the card once, it's very easy to make it again. That stress, that anxiety is not as bad. I am going to prop up my gifts. I am going to use some foam tape. You don't need to do this. In fact, you can just take a piece of scrap paper. I've done it already in my previous videos. And you can just stack them, just glue them on, and then you just lift them up. Okay, it's actually very easy, and if you have lots of scrap paper, I definitely recommend it, because if you want to mail these, it's probably not going to cost as much if you don't lift them up that much. But that's okay. For this card, I am going to use the foam tape just to show you what it can look like. It definitely adds a little bit of difference. So I'll put my present here. They don't need to be straight. That's what makes them whimsical. And I'm just going to add this one over here and add a little bit of glue, because it's going to sit on top of the other present. Kind of like that. And there we go. And then I will glue this piece down. Do I want to? I didn't create a mat for this one. You can definitely do that. I wasn't thinking. Then again, the mats I'm using are reds and greens, so it probably would not have really matched. Actually, it probably would look pretty good. Because of the snowmen there. They're wearing the nice red jackets. But let's just show you a nice simple card. A one layered card. This is really adorable. I just love this. Love it. Okay. And then for the sentiment, do I want to lift it? Yeah, let's just go crazy. We'll lift this one up as well. Any adhesive, any foam tape works. And we'll just put that right about here. Make sure it's nice and straight. And there you go. Here's another little simple card just using the pattern paper that is in the kit. I know that some kits don't have patterns like this, but if there are, try to see how you can incorporate the elements and make a full scene card. I really love the presence and the snowy distress on the Holly Jolly. And in fact, I wasn't even thinking snow until I started distressing it. For some reason, I just wanted to try it, and then it looked like snow, and it just works so well. So don't be discouraged. Just try things. You never know what you'll come up with. And in fact, you can definitely improve this card with many different things using embellishments, glitters, paints, inks. There's so much you can do. But the first step is always just having fun and creating a card. In fact, you don't even need to create a card. Just have fun, okay? And I really want to emphasize that enough. I don't think I can. That it's all for fun. No matter how overwhelmed you get, if you need to take a break and just take a pause and take a few breaths, that's okay. There's always another day or another moment. You'll get through this. It's for fun. So I'm happy you joined. I hope this has created some inspiration. If you were following along, I hope you enjoyed the card that we worked on together. And until the next time, take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.